have a lot of energy today, if you couldn't tell. Alright, so boom, right? Now that the case is finally, it's not closed necessarily, but it's not in a state of limbo where I don't know what's gonna happen. I know exactly. My mom's disrespectful as neighbors are doing construction on the house next door. And so if you hear random loud banging or drilling sounds, it's the neighbors. 8 o'clock in the morning, them niggas is over there boom, boom, booming. Are you serious right now? Yeah, so if you hear, just know it's not me. I should have brought my mic with me, but I didn't anticipate doing a video, so I didn't bring my mic. So I'm gonna have to just talk loud. So now that the case is not in limbo, and I'm pretty sure, like, of certainty what's gonna, like, I know exactly what's gonna happen. I know how this shit gonna get ran down, so I'm not necessarily, you feel me? Like, I'm not nervous, I'm not concerned, so there's no, I put like a gag order on myself where I was like, boom, I'm not gonna talk about it. I made a video and I deleted it shortly after. I'm like, boom, I'm not gonna talk about it until I know for certainty that this won't come back and affect my court case. Now that the shit is over with court, I can pop my shit basically. So that's what I'm gonna do, because I never really got the chance to talk my shit and say what I need to say, because my mugshot is crazy. Hold on, I'm gonna show you this one. Hold on, can you see? Look at the mugshot. Crazy. That's not even the only one. I got another one, but this is just from me getting pulled over. That's just from me getting pulled over. Hold on, I got another one. That's just a mugshot because my old best friend's old best friend left some weed in my car. Yeah, but hold on, do I got a mugshot from the second arrest? Maybe that was from 101, 102. Why my hair looks so short? And I look a little skinty. No, that is from the first arrest. I guess they didn't take another mugshot because they already had one from the first arrest. Because that mugshot is from the first arrest. Because I look a little skinty. Plus the date. But yeah, so I guess they didn't take one for the arrest that was for this. So they only took one for the... They only took one for the arrest that was for the... when I got pulled over in like 2019. So I'm going to read y'all the police report, and then I'm going to pop my shit. So it says, body cam, warrant, use, narrative, okay. It says, on November 2nd, 2022, which was last November, Patrolman Ramos responded to the Student Center, room 117, for the report of a student that had a firearm on campus. Sergeant Reed also responded. Upon arrival, there were several residential life members and two student employees in room 117. Anaya Jones, and then there's something that's redacted, and then Selena Valerio, and then there's also something that's redacted. Miss Valerio explained, redacted just means that they blocked it out. Like, I can't see it. Whatever was in that, whatever word is there, it's no longer there. It's just a blank space. It's a black mark. On October 15th, Miss Valerio explained that on October 15th, 2022, at approximately 10 to 11 p.m., student Biage Holmes, something is redacted, Rowan Boulevard, it just says my old apartment room number, showed her the black handle of a pistol inside of a taco box in her backpack while off campus in the Walmart parking lot. When questioned about what occurred recently, both females appeared to freeze up and stated that a bunch of events have occurred when one of the members of the student life stepped out of the office. Hold up. You know what? I'm gonna keep going because I don't necessarily have anything to dispute so far. Okay, it says what? Okay, it says one of the people stepped out and then they continued to follow up with questions. She stated that both students arrived to the office today to quit their job at Rowan after hours without providing an explanation. When staff continued to ask questions, it was discovered that Ms. Holmes potentially forced both Ms. Jones and Ms. Valerio to stay in the car until they smoked marijuana and may have been making unwanted sexual advances towards Ms. Jones. Okay, Ms. Jones is Anaya, Ms. Valerio is Selena. First of all, this is my first dispute. The part about me making y'all stay in the car and smoke. Several things wrong with that. It's Selena's car. How can I make you stay in your own vehicle and smoke? You never once said, Biage, get out the car. You never once asked to get out the car. You could have just got out the car. It's not like, and we never even smoked in her car now that I think about it, because she lives in Glassboro. And so part of the stipulation of her parents co-signing for her car was that she takes her siblings to school every morning, and sometimes she picks them up in the afternoon, and she helps her parents with the bills and shit like that. So she was saying she can't really smoke in her car because they would smell it. We would only be able to do it on a day where it's like a Friday or something like that. So we was cool with that. We always usually either smoked in my apartment. We never smoked outside. We smoked in her car like maybe once. But we always used to smoke in my apartment. The one time we smoked in a car wasn't even her car. It was the car of some dude who she called because her boyfriend was beefing. So she called some niggas she used to fuck with who from Camden, and he came and he had a car and we smoked in his car and we hotboxed his car, and then me and I was in the back seat, and we decided we was gonna leave because it started getting a little weird. They started being a little. I'm like, listen, y'all could do that when we bounce. Like, so me and Anaya went back to my apartment and she got a back rub from the boy, and then went back to, like, it was a whole situation. But we never smoked in her car now that I think about it. I think maybe we did once or twice, but it was probably like a Friday or Saturday where she didn't have to immediately go home to see her family, so her car would be able to air out, because I do remember us having that discussion. But there's absolutely no way I forced you, right? If I'm gonna just skip to the next part because it does dive deeper into how I forced them to stay in the car and smoke, so we'll elaborate on that when we get to that part. Then it says unwanted sexual advances towards Miss Jones. That's the worst part about this whole thing, because did you really do all this off the strength of, like, yo, this is fucking crazy. So listen, boom, this how this happened, right? It really was her. Like, yo, she was really the one doing all this, saying all, like, yo, if I tell you some of the stuff she said, and I am gonna tell you, this shit was crazy. And so for her to be like, oh, it was you, like, the shenanigans are shenaniganing right now. So listen, right? She I'm gonna give you a prime example. Boom. So we all had the same job. That's a big ass fly. We all had the same job, right? So one day we was all off and we was gonna have a movie night. We went to the mall. We wanted to get like matching pajamas. We couldn't find any. We went to the thrift store too. But while we were at the mall a couple days before, so Anaya had been telling me, like, she has a boyfriend. So she had a boyfriend. I don't know if they're still together. Named Richard. He's in high school. He's 17. She's 19 at the time. Okay, so she telling me, like, she's a virgin. They never, like, did anything, but they give each other head. Okay, so boom. Why'd you tell me that? It's not my business, right? So then she's telling me that he has never made her. Only she has ever made herself do. So I'm like, that's a little concerning. Like, I mean, why are you? First of all, it's concerning for multiple reasons. The first, why are you telling me this? Second, like, is he just bad at it, or is there something wrong with you? Like, I don't know what you expect, what you wanted me to say. Whole time, she only told me she didn't tell Selena, because when I brought it up to Selena like, oh, never told me that. So Selena started giving her suggestions, like, maybe let him do it in your butt. Offered her some butt numbing spray that she had, and that's where the idea to go to the mall came from, because we was like, all right, we'll go to Spencer's, right? And I personally know of something that they have that you can't possibly not, like, it can't possibly not happen. You know what I mean? I'm like, listen, boom, right? I'm gonna give you this thing that I have for Chanel. I'm gonna take you and show you what I bought, what I used. It got good reviews as far as I'm concerned. So, and then Selena also wanted to show her, like, the throat numbing spray and all this extra stuff. I don't know nothing about that, so we decided to take the trip. So we there, and we in the back cackling and giggling because we looking at all the little doodles. And so what we both came to show her actually was out of stock, so we ended up just showing her on the website. But she did get some nipple piercing rings, right? So the reason why that is relevant is because we go back to her apartment, Selena go back to her apartment, everybody go their separate ways, but me and her end up, like, she came to my apartment first for the movie night before Selena got there. I don't even remember what movie we watched. I'm trying to think if it was Scream, but I don't think it was. It was like something fairly new. So she basically pulled out her titty and was like, look at my new nipple piercing. But she never showed Selena, she only showed me. It was like the heart one, and then I guess the nipple goes in the middle of the heart, and then there's like the bar through it, right? So I'm like, oh yeah, that's cool, da 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 da. Like, she would do that, stuff like that all the time. Like, show me, like, a picture that she had, a video that she had on Snapchat of her twerking, but she was like in her drawers. Never showed Selena. Like, anytime I would bring something up like this to Selena, it would low-key sound like I'm lying, because she only showed me. I'm like, being a little weird. Then she continued to, like, say stuff like, so we're supposed to go to a party for Halloween. Her boyfriend basically saying he didn't want her to go if only her and Selena was going. I was telling them I don't really party. I just started getting into parties. So he like, well, you can't go if Biagio don't go because y'all already told me Selena's known for cheating on her boyfriend. She brought that boy down here, had him give her a back rub and all that just because she was mad at her nigga. Like, that's not cool. And I don't want you going, I don't care if you hang out with her and be friends with her, but y'all not going to no party. You feel me? Type situation. So I'm like, all right, cool, I'll go, just off the strength that you go. So she like, can I twerk? He like, be fucking for real. So she like, all right, I'll just twerk on Biagé. And they both giggle like, I'm confused. What are you going for right now? Right? So then, it's a lot more instances that I can't think of off the top of my head. I should have wrote these shits down like when I knew I was gonna make this video. Love DJ. Because there's so many instances of like shit I could say. Or like, she blatantly said like 3 times. Listen, the threesome conversation. Like, there's so many instances. Boom. We all slept over Selena's house one night, right? Because Selena had went to the hospital, and we didn't want to leave her by herself because she basically said she couldn't breathe, and the hospital didn't do anything. They said they couldn't find out what was wrong, so we stayed with her so that she didn't die in her sleep. And she gonna be like, oh, guys, we should all do this trend. But she never showed us the trend. Mind you, I never seen the trend before this, never seen the trend after this, never heard anybody else mention this trend. So one of two things, let me tell you what the trend was. We all pop a titty and show each other. That's what the trend was. Everybody show each other. Yeah, that's a weird trend. And for that to have been on TikTok, I'm confused. So, mind you, I never saw the trend before this, never saw the trend after this, never heard anybody mention this trend. Never, like, this trend is non-existent. I don't know that this is a real trend, so either this is what happened. Either she made that shit up because she was trying to see some titties, or it is a real trend, and it was on her For You page because she be watching freaky shit on TikTok. I go on TikTok to laugh. I go on TikTok to watch boys wear wigs and pretend to be girls and pretend to be their wives because it's funny. I don't go on TikTok to see people show each other titties. That's weird. That's what Twitter's for. You open Twitter, you immediately see Gucci. You want to see that? Go on Twitter. That's not what TikTok's for. So, why was that on your TikTok? And if it wasn't on your TikTok, why'd you make that shit up? So, in my head, I'm like, she already showed me her titty like 3 times already. So, obviously she wanted to see Selena, like, and then the whole crazy, Selena never even, now that I think about it, Selena never showed hers, yo. She never popped hers. Like, this was a ploy to get me to undress myself. Now I'm done thinking about, like, yo, this was a trap. This was a trap. And then, was this the night that they got me super dumb high and almost, like, let me overdose? Maybe. So y'all drugged me and then tried to persuade me to take my clothes off, but you're saying I'm the one making unwanted advances? Is crazy. You literally purposefully drugged me and then pretended there was a trend to persuade me to take my clothes off. Like, what is going on right now? And then I'm the one, like, I wish I would have got to tell the cops my side of the story, because no. So I was like, well, you already showed me, you already popped it to me, so you go first since it's your idea. And Selena was like, I'm about to go take a shower. As soon as Selena walked out, she did it again. I'm like, no, you gotta do it when she in here, because the trend is show everybody. So Selena came back and she showed her. She was like, boop. I was like, yo, you just don't care about being naked, huh? Then they're like, all right, well, your turn. I'm like, nah, chill. I ain't. Then I'm like, I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Like, I kept going back and forth because, like, you know how long it took me to even take my shirt off with Chanel? We used to get it mad long. Y'all 2 random people that I met, like, maybe 2 months ago. Like, one of y'all is super straight, the other one, we just be flirting a little bit. What makes you think I want to take my shirt off? What makes you think I want to have my titties out? Again, it, like, let me see. Like, it was, like, at least 3 months of us dating, being together, like, before I was like, alright, I'll take my clothes off. We met, like, a month and a half ago, and I'm not dating y'all, and you want me to take my clothes off? Once I got high, though, I did it, though. Once I started feeling a little bit of the high, I'm like, fuck it. Boop. It was what it was. It's skin. I'll be alright. And, a little boob ain't never hurt nobody, so that's that part, right? I just felt like I need to explain that, because you saying I made unwanted advances towards you is crazy. Alright, hold on. So let me finish reading. Okay, so I transported Miss Jones and Miss Valerio back to headquarters for further questioning. During questioning, I tried to clarify what exactly happened. We asked both females about these incidents. It was made clear that they were free to go at any time that they were in the car, but didn't want to walk home. Y'all were always free to go. It wasn't my car. I couldn't make y'all stay in the car. Also, how would you didn't want to walk home? It was your car. You could have at any time started your car and drove home. You would have never had to walk. It's your car. How am I gonna make you walk? It's your car. Doesn't make no fucking sense. So, yeah. And then with Anaya also, Selena's your good friend. You think she gonna make you walk home? Obviously not. And we all lived within, like, we could all see each other's houses from where we were. So how would you have had to walk home? We walk home all the time. Walked home. Y'all let me walk home when I was dumb high about to overdose off like fucking 5,000 milligrams of edibles of THC. Y'all let me walk home. So clearly walking home, and it was the winter time, and I was dumb high, barely made it in my apartment. So clearly walking home was not an issue for y'all. It's not something that y'all feared. And we all lived within walking distance of each other. We all lived right across the street. My house, Selena's on this side, and then Anaya's on this side. We lived in a triangle of each other. So what the fuck you mean you didn't want to walk home? Makes absolutely no sense. Clearly you're lying. You just adding shit in. Because it's your car. How can you not want to walk home? It's your car. And if Anaya is the one who said that, it doesn't say Anaya. It says they. Anything that was specific to Anaya, it says Miss Jones. Anything that was specific to Selena, it says Miss Valerio. But it says they didn't want to walk home. Selena definitely wouldn't have had to walk home. It's her car. And Anaya definitely wouldn't have to walk home because I couldn't stop Selena from giving her a ride. It's her car. Dumb as hell. Saying shit. So, let me see. It says, in reference to unwanted sexual advances, Miss Jones stated that Miss Holmes continued to ask her to come back to her apartment one day. The day I was stupid, dumb. I'm not gonna hold you. I did ask her to come back to my apartment that day. I was stupid. And she did come, though. That's the thing. You saying it as if I kept asking you, like, I kept being like, yo, let me. You came, though. So what are you talking about? Like, I could see if I kept asking you, like, yo, come back to my apartment with me. And then you felt weird and you felt like, and you had to get somebody to walk you home or, like, stranger danger. But you came. So if I asked you to come back to my apartment, why did you come if you felt like it was unwanted or you showed up? Like, you literally came. Nobody, like, I didn't force you. None of that. You came back to my apartment with me. I said it, like, maybe the first time I said it, she was like, yo, I was stupid high. She was like, yo, you're dumb high. Like, you should just go home and sleep it off. I'm like, nah, I'm about to go back to your apartment with you. She's like, my roommates don't like people spending the night. I'm like, all right, well, come spend the night with me. You know, I don't give a fuck what my roommates think. I said it once, she said, like, nah, you dumb high, you need to go sleep it off. I said it again, and then you came, so I'm confused about the unwantedness of that. Like, you came, you didn't have to come. I didn't force you, I didn't badger you. I said it twice, and you showed up, so I'm confused. So it says, because I'm crazy, this is crazy. In reference to the unwanted sexual advances, Miss Jones stated that Miss Holmes continued to ask her to come back to her apartment one day and texted her about how she wanted to be with her. Never said I wanted to be with you, sis. Never said that ever in my life. Cause you're the, even though Selena knowingly cheated on her boyfriend, and we knew that, you were really the whore out of the group because you got a boyfriend that's 17, he in college, he come over whenever he can, and you suck, you put his penis in your mouth for like 2 hours straight. Like literally, you have video, and then you have a boyfriend, but you have videos of you sucking other people's dick. The DJ. You had so many dudes on the side that we had to give them nicknames because we couldn't keep up with who was who. We knew Richard was your boyfriend. Then there was DJ Dilf, the DJ that's a dad of two that you was fucking or sucking his dick because apparently you never fucked nobody. Then it was the baby because he looked like the baby. He was short and brown skin. Then it was Shiggy because he looked like Shiggy. It was like two more niggas. It was one named like Taj or Tajay or something like that. Like there was so many dudes I had to give them, nicknames of rappers because I didn't want to. It was Uzi. Like so many people I didn't want to get them confused and call one person another person's name by accident. So I'd be like, yo, the baby, or like to tell me which person it was. She would sing a the baby song, or she would do the Kiki dance because that's the shit that Shiggy got famous for when he made that Kiki dance. For like we had little inside jokes so we could figure out which nigga you was talking to at the time. So I knew you was already a whore. I just literally got done being with a whore a little while ago. I just, like, come on, bro. You think I'm gonna go for, and that's the problem. Like, when you date pretty bitches, 9 times out of 10, they're a whore. Or they're just for everybody because they're so, like, and it's like, I don't know, pretty bitches is my weakness. What am I gonna do? But I literally just got done dealing with this with Chanel and then exposed her to the world on TikTok. You think I'm gonna turn around and deal with another pretty bitch who's a whore? Absolutely not. Not right now. I'm cool. Straight. So, never said I wanted to be with you. I did, however, might have indicated. Listen, I actually have the messages, but it's not on this phone, so my phone is upstairs. I didn't say I wanted to. Oh, you know what? Hold on, because by be with you, it might mean, like, they might not have wanted to write anything explicit or type anything explicit, because by be with you, they might have meant fuck, and not be with you, like, be your girlfriend. If they mean be with you, like, fuck, I did say that. If they mean be with you, like, be your girlfriend, I never said that shit. Now that I'm thinking about it, be with you could be like, okay, alright, let me finish. Neither party felt harassed or threatened by these interactions, because I never harassed or threatened y'all. And then the thing is about y'all smoking and me forcing y'all. Originally, there was like a group of 6 of us. 3 out of the 6 said, or there was a group of 7. It was us 3 and them 3. No, it was 6. And so originally, 3 people said they didn't smoke. Tamaya, what's his name? John and Dominica. They said they didn't smoke, and I said, all right. Never made them smoke. Never forced them to smoke. After that first time they told me they didn't smoke, I never asked them again. I said, yo, I'm about to smoke because this is my apartment, so y'all can stay. Like, I'm not kicking y'all out, but I'm definitely about to smoke here. And they stayed. So why, if I never forced them to smoke, why would I force y'all to smoke? What's so special about you and Selena's ass that made me want to force y'all to smoke and not force them to smoke? Why would I never force John to smoke? Why would I never force Tamaya to smoke? Why did I never force Dominica to smoke? But I forced you and Selena to smoke. Be fucking for real, bitch. Doesn't, like, come on, you're not, and we all hung out together, so what made me want to force y'all but not force them? And how they never noticed that I forced y'all? Please be serious. It's really funny because she said, I asked her to come back to my apartment with her one day. You came, though. So if that was the unwanted sexual advance that I made to you, how unwanted was it if you showed up? And then me texting her saying that I wanted to fuck. When was that? Might have been that same day after she left. It was. Because bro, she left at like when the sun came up, I think. And then I did text her and say something. I ain't gonna lie. I did, but in the context that I said it in, it was because you were there, and then what happened, but then you got up and left, and I'm like, usually when this happens, the very next thing is, like, we supposed to be booping, like, you're supposed to lay down, I'm supposed to, like, so, why did that happen, and then not this part? That's what the context of the messages was. I wish they would have showed the cops the messages, because the cop would have been like, it sounds like you went over there, y'all messed around a little bit, and then when you left, she asked why you didn't let her, because I do remember verbatim what I said at this point. It was something along the lines of, she should have just, because she said something about her boyfriend, and she didn't want to cheat on him, and that we and her boyfriend was kind of friends at this point, and something about me and her boyfriend being friends, and so I basically was like, listen, didn't you already say that bro can't even make you nut? Like, I could have definitely done that. Like, you would have saw colors that you never seen before messing with old boy. He's 17. He's in high school. He's a boy. He clearly doesn't understand. I understand probably more than I should. So, I'm like, listen, I get it. Even what happened was too far. You don't want shit on your boyfriend. You basically already did. But, okay, letting me do that, that's too far for you. Cool. But it wasn't like I was like, oh, let me give you head, No, we were having a conversation about it. I was still dumb high. She basically was saying why she left in such a rush and why it was abrupt. And I was like, oh, you kind of made me feel some type of way because you was here and then we on the bed and and then you got up and leave, and like, I was under the impression I was about to be the first person to make you nut ever in life other than yourself, and then we left. That's what the messages were saying, not how she trying to make it seem, which is why I wish they would have showed the message. That's why I didn't delete nothing. I might, if I'm not lazy and I actually feel like editing this video and I don't just throw it up, however, I'm going to splice in the messages so you can see exactly what I mean. Okay, let me see. She wanted to view her. Neither party felt harassed. Neither. It's important that the. Let me show you where it says this. It says. Let me see. Neither party felt harassed or intimidated by these interactions. It's important that you see that. Neither party felt harassed or intimidated. It's probably going to be backwards for you, but it's important that that is seen, because what was the point of making a police report if I didn't harass or intimidate you? If you weren't scared and I didn't do anything to you, and all I ever made was suggestions about sexual whatever, and for Selena, all I ever did was make you smoke, which I never made you do anything. Unless I put it, and the thing is, when I got super high that day and I was off like 5,000 milligrams, it was her edibles. So clearly, it's not like you were like smoking was a foreign thing to you, and I introduced you to it and continued to make you smoke. I rolled up one day and said, y'all smoke? 3 of the people said no. Y'all 2 said yes. Actually, Anaya, it was her first time, and she said she wanted to try it, and I let her smoke, and then she just always wanted to smoke. I even have messages in my phone of you saying, like, yo, you had a hard day at work. Do I have weed so you can smoke? Now, all of a sudden, I forced you? You were the one with the edibles, my nigga. I didn't know nobody to get edibles from at that time. You was the one with the edibles. You was the one who lied about how much milligrams they was and had me dumb high so that y'all can convince me to take my shirt off. That was you! That was y'all being with the unwanted sexual stuff. I didn't want to take my shirt off. Y'all peer pressured me into doing that. Y'all lied about how much milligrams the drugs was and convinced me to take it, saying y'all would take some after, and then once y'all seen how high I was, all of a sudden I don't want to take it. That was y'all. And my thought is they felt like I was gonna say something, so they ran and tried to beat me to the punch and say something. That's the only thing I can think of why they went and did that, is because they felt like I was going to snitch on them for drugging me and peer pressuring me to take my clothes off, and then basically letting me walk home. Well, that's the thing. And I didn't even walk home alone. I walked home. Clearly, somebody's recording me. I'm gonna put the video at the end of this. Clearly, somebody's recording me, right? I have on a yellow hoodie, and I'm walking. I'm trying to talk. And you can hear in the background, obviously, the person's holding the phone up like this. You can clearly see both my hands, so I'm not holding the phone. And you hear the person giggling and laughing. That's Anaya coming home with me after I asked her to come home with me, and she agreed to come home with me, where she stated that I asked her to come home with me. So you told them that I asked you to come home with me, but then I have video 4K evidential proof of you coming home with me. So if it was uncomfortable for you, for me to, like, if it made you feel the type of way that I asked, then why did you agree? Why did you end up in my apartment? Why did you end up in my room? I'm not gonna say the rest of the stuff that you ended up, but why did you end up if that was so uncomfortable for you? I have video 4K proof and evidence that you walked me home and came home with me. So I'm confused. But I think I proved my point. I think points were proven. So let me see. Limited information about dates and times were available to be gathered. Ms. Jones and Ms. Valerio were given the case number and had no further question. Both were advised about no contact orders through the university. Investigator responded to This is just them saying that they basically came into my apartment, they lied and said that they were doing a checkup recommended by housing to make sure me and my roommates were straight, and really they had my roommates step out into the hall, and then they basically said they're here to investigate something about a gun, and I said, listen, I don't got no gun, I got like a toy, it's in the room. Then they arrested me and said, alright, well, you're not allowed to, have this. So then they tried to give me like 45 charges. They gave me 2 charges, but actually only one stuck. Like when I go to court, it's only for 1 count. The count is let me see. The 2 counts that they tried to give me were within the jurisdiction of court, knowingly possessing an imitation firearm in or upon any part of the building or grounds of Rowan University without the written authorization of institution and governor officer, specifically being possessed as an intimidation firearm with Rowan Boulevard's apartment. So basically, having a firearm within like a school grounds is one, and then basically just having an imitation firearm in general is another one. But it basically got combined into just having an imitation firearm. Because basically they tried to have me 2 counts, so the courts was like, we just gonna combine it into just the 1 count of having an imitation firearm. Let me see. Does it say anything else that's relevant? It does not. Okay. Let me see. Cover letter. And then this is just something from my lawyer about a plea bargain and indictment. And then Rowan University Department of Public. This is me signing off saying that I understood and acknowledged that I was leaving. November 2nd, Selena. So it just says November 2nd, Anaya Jones, and then there's a large redacted sentence. And then it says Selena Valerio, and then there's an even larger redacted sentence. And it says never forced into staying in the car, didn't feel harassed or threatened from the messages. Taco box, possibly in kitchen in taco box. So I just wanted to get my, because for months, I wasn't able to get my side of the story out because I was scared to say anything without basically perjuring myself or getting myself further into trouble, because I wasn't sure how this could be used for that and if I was allowed to talk about it or whatever. But now that the shit is done, but I'm gonna say what I need to say, because y'all not about to have me looking like, I'm a criminal and I'm a predator, like I unwantedly sexually advanced myself on you. Sis, that was you. You showed me your nipples, your boobs on multiple occasions. Sometimes when Selena was around, sometimes not. You made jokes about us having threesomes, and you told your boyfriend he was gonna go to the party with me and twerk on me, and he said he was okay with it. And then you continue to indicate and tell me like, oh, your boyfriend said he wouldn't consider it cheating if you did it with a girl because it's a girl and he's not intimidated by girls. And you said that multiple times. And then when he came and we were all together, you had him repeat it to me so that I knew that he really said it. Like, you had him tell me that and be like that he said, like, you had him repeat it and say it so that I knew that he said it. And then when I brought that up and was like, so if he said he wouldn't consider it cheating if it was with a girl, why'd you rush out of here? Like, I'm confused. And then she said that he said he felt some way after she made him say it to me, as if she was planning to do that, and that he would feel some way if it was with me because I'm one of the guys, or something stupid like that. Basically saying that she wasn't like you understand what I'm saying. So yeah, that was you continuously, bro. Listen, even at one point. So look, boom, right? I was like, yo, obviously he's not doing something right if you feel the need to keep saying that he isn't able to or hasn't made you nut yet in life. And I said, so what did I say? Oh God, something about, I don't know how we got on putting fingers. I said something about putting my finger in somebody's butt. I don't remember who I said it about, because I've done that to literally every person I've dated, so I'm not sure. That's probably TMI, but I'm not sure who I was talking about, because I've done that to multiple people. Why am I saying this? I already said it. Oh well. So I've done that to a couple people, so I'm not sure who I was saying it to. But then she was like, oh, I might have to tell Richard to try that. So then she gonna put him on the phone and be like, yo, tell him like what he has to do, because I'm sick of like. And then one day she came back and was like, yo, he was so close today after he followed your instructions. Like, I might need you to give him a demonstration, like FaceTime. And I'm like, yo, what are you talking about right now? That was you. So even if anything I said, it was like you was egging me on. Then you came over my house and did all that. And then right before, I'm like, all right, take these off. You're like, gotta go. What? Like, what? But it's me. The audacity of her to say it was me is crazy. I really needed to explain that part. Like, then I guess she got mad because when we went to a 76ers game, I paid for everybody to go. Also brought her boyfriend along, and when her and Selena left to go do some nut shit, they left to meet up with some niggas. Let me tell you the scenario, right? So some boys from our school conveniently also came to the 76ers game and had different seats than us. So they left for a long ass time and left and went with these boys. Selena was gonna go by herself, and then Anaya was like, I'm going with her. I'm like, why are you going? She like, oh, because like, I don't want her to go by herself. She be by herself with these niggas when we not in a public place. Why would she be unsafe when we're in a stadium with 1 million people in it? This stadium probably have 500,000 people in it. Why would she be any less safe than she is at school at nighttime when she creeping around with these niggas than she is in a stadium with mad security guards and mad lights and mad people? She can go by herself. Y'all told them niggas to come, and then you tried to push your boyfriend off on me and had me entertain him while you went and sat and entertained some niggas for 45 minutes. So then when she came back, her boyfriend was mad, and she felt like I told him something I didn't tell him shit. You left and went with another nigga for half the game, so he was upset. And I felt like maybe that also was a little bit of like why, like, because maybe like 3 days after that is when all this happened, where they went and told the cops. So I'm thinking maybe that plus the shit, like, I don't know. I still don't know what the fuck Selena problem was. I could see where shit started going left with Anaya. You don't mix business and pleasure. We're friends. We should have just been friends. All that little weird, freaky, flirty stuff you was doing, I should have just shrugged it off. We could have just whatever happened. That like I should have never told you to come home with me. That was my fault. You just suggested that we all get naked 40 minutes ago. Or take our shirts off at least. So I'm dumb high right now. And I just saw a bunch of titties. So I'm like, where you going after this? You might as well come home. You might as well slide with me. Like, it wasn't even no trying to be fun. Like, you feel me? It was just like, listen, I'm stupid high. Just saw a bunch of titties. You always be flirting anyway. Then you came over and you did all that. And then right when I'm like, all right, listen, I'm revved up now. He said, what Boosie say? Next thing up, she gonna get extra ripped up. So I'm like, oh, all right. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm finna show you something. And it's gonna be 3 times as accomplishing for me because I'm gonna already feel better because I know that your boyfriend never made you nut in life. So automatically, if you nut, I'm gonna feel like I'm really I'm the man. I'm the shit. Like, yeah, that's me because this boyfriend that you got already can't make you nut. So if I can, I'm gonna be like, I would have had a new crowning achievement because my crowning achievement right now, let me not put her business out there in the streets. We just start talking again. I don't want to fuck it up right now. So I go put her business out there in the streets. All I'm gonna say is I had these white Tommy Hilfiger sheets and it was like, and I was like, and it dried clear and I was like, I thought I didn't know it was gonna dry. I didn't know it was gonna be clear. I never seen that before. I never seen nobody do that before. I never made nobody do that before. So I was like, wow. Like, cause I was mad at first, cause it got on my face. I'm like, I hope this isn't piss. I hope there's no piss mixed in this. And then when the white sheets dried white, I was like, oh, if it was piss, it would have dried a color. So, obviously, she didn't just piss on me. Great. So this would have been my new, I don't know why I just explained that, but this would have been my new crowning achievement. But that's my fault because I let you egg me on and egg me on and egg me on and say weird shit like we're gonna have a threesome and egg me on and egg me on and egg me on. So then I got super high and I'm out of my mind. I'm like, listen, I'm not out of my mind like I don't remember what happened. I remember exactly what happened. I was high as fuck and it seems like a movie. Like, it seems like I wasn't in my body. Like, I was watching myself through a screen do this shit, but I remember what happened. It seems a little distorted, but I know what happened. I didn't get high and do something I regret, no. I mean, I do regret asking you to come over, but it's not like I did something I don't remember. No, I remember exactly what happened. Like, don't ever, don't do me. Don't ever try to play me, because I feel like they both tried to play me. And then I never got to speak my piece. I never even got to ask them what the fuck happened. Like, why one day, literally the day before they did this, we were on FaceTime. We were on, like, group FaceTime just talking, chilling, laughing, kiki, haha. So I'm just trying to figure out, 2 days before that, we were supposed to go to a Halloween party. And then I think we didn't go because, what happened? Selena, Anaya and old boy broke up, so Selena wasn't feeling up to it. And then that next day, I went and brought her a pizza. I brought her a pliable. And I chilled upstairs in her apartment with her the whole day. And then later on that day, he ended up showing up and everything was cool. I'm trying to figure out how the very next day, y'all calling the cops, quitting, saying that I harassed y'all. And then saying that y'all didn't feel harassed. I don't know. I just wanted to get my side of the story out because I felt like I never was able to. And the more I, like, even until I went to court, I never got to read these papers. I never got the police report from the school. The school was very vague about the allegations. Like, they never said what they said I did to them. They never said what I, like, how exactly I made them feel a type of way or what provoked them to go to the cops. They just said they came to the cops and you're being charged with this and this and this. Like, no one ever said, like, this is what they said you did. So until I got those papers from my lawyer, because my lawyer had to get the papers. She got the police report for me. I had to ask her. Until I got the police report from my lawyer, because I was supposed to get a copy of it in the mail, but I never did. So I had to get it from my lawyer. But until I got a copy of the police report and was able to read exactly what was said, I never even knew what I was accused of. I never even knew what they said I did. But now that I see, this shit is jokes, okay? This shit is stupid, and y'all gonna get y'all karma one day. Because I was super fucked up with y'all. Like, y'all really stalled my... Like, bro, I went into the mental hospital like a couple days later. Because I was so fucked up. Like, I spent Thanksgiving... It wasn't a couple days later, maybe like a week later. I spent Thanksgiving in the mental hospital. Because I tried to kill myself. Because I was so fucked up about this. Because I really couldn't fathom. I couldn't understand how things went so left. I couldn't understand what I did to provoke y'all to do this. And it fucked up my home life, because then now my parents super mad at me and they thinking I'm just some fucking rowdy rebel rouser troublemaker, and then they looking down on me and I'm feeling some type of way. Then I'm beefing with like my family, my birth family. Now I feel like I don't got no friends because the friends I was closest to did this goofy shit. And then it's like, usually when something like detrimental like this happen, my first instinct would be go to Chanel, and I couldn't do that because I just had exposed her on the internet for what is it? It's almost 2 million people to see at this point, so I wasn't able to run to her for solace either. I was all by myself. Like, usually that's what happens when we fuck up with everybody else in our life. Regardless of how bad we treat each other, whatever we did to each other, we run back to each other. And I wasn't able to do that time. And then I was getting it at all angles from my parents because they were pissed because, like, bro, what the fuck? And then I lied about having the fake gun because I didn't want them to be like, oh, she had a fake gun, she's a thug, she's black and she's a thug and she's a troublemaker, like, kick her out. And then there was just so much going on. Like, I don't think they really understand how much, like, trouble and heartache that they caused. I don't even know if they meant for it to be as bad as it was. Maybe they just wanted me to stop being friends with them or whatever, or they was just mad at me about something and this was their get back. But this was a horrible get back. I had to go to a new school. 2 videos coming about that soon. It was just super fucked up. But I digress.